desolated piano chords, electronically treated by Michael Tretto, hit like the hammer of a judge who calls for attention from the very beginning of this majestic song. The pauses of the instrument between every phrase leave an ominous echo that arouses curiosity as well as impatience. Then, Benny's left hand hit persistently a D chord, while the piano and Moog finish over it the intro to the song. Finally, Agneta starts singing. It seems as if the pain hinders her throat, as if she had been crying, as if she had to swallow in order to be able to start singing. She asks herself where the happy days are. Her voice trembles a little. "Whatever happened to our love?" she cries, and that long, falling "oh" sound is as a resigned lament. And when she ends up the verse, a Moog synthesizer, which makes a contrast because of its joyful sound, goes up and down quickly to take us to the acoustic explosion in the chorus. That upwards and downwards sound, immediately previous to the chorus, appears 3 times in the song. The first one, played on a Moog synthesizer, the second, on a piano, processed in order to sound as a harpsichord, and the last one, shorter, is played by both instruments. These melodies are pure Baroque in terms of style and execution, one of the many adventures of Benny into classical music when playing music for ABBA. The chorus is an impressive mass of sounds, acoustic guitars strumming clouds, drums, and Agneta and Frida's voices expanded in a multi-harmonic force that hits in terms of sound and emotion. The ABBA sound is here in its perfect expression. Something a little unusual. Frida sings harmonies in higher notes than Agneta's. Many times I have witnessed people moved by the strange but unerringly change of mood in the second part of the chorus. "When you're gone, how can I even try to go on?" It has happened to me many times, seeing moved faces when hearing that part of S.O.S. Of course, my first example was myself. Agneta's lament about the loss of her loved one in these verses is reinforced with a mood of triumph from harsh Moog sounds, which replaces the bass. The waters calm down, and Agneta returns to the verses. In the second one, a sweet synthesizer sound now accompanies her in place of the piano. This tranquility is nothing but a fleeting tranquility. The Baroque cascade comes this time from the harpsichord piano, and then the chorus explosion comes back. And after the last lament in the last repetition of "When you're gone," the end is the same as the beginning of the song. The sonorous cloud vanishes, and Benny's piano, that hammer of the judge, reappears and has the last word about the split up. Like an epitaph, this last chord dissolves in the air. It melts down, turning to water with the protagonist's tears, leaving its echoes for us to meditate about everything that we have heard while it disappears. Until the release of this song as a single, ABBA was fighting to win a place in the pop business, trying to be like others, trying to imitate girls' bands like Susie Quatro, or doing funk in the Stevie Wonder vein, or trying white reggae, or copying themselves in order to repeat the Waterloo sound in their singles. Here, simply, they chose the best song that they had. The song that made John Lennon, a guy locked in his love for pure rock and roll, hint at it as one of his favorite pop songs. The song that made Pete Townsend reached Björn Ulvaeus in a restaurant to tell him that, in his opinion, S.O.S. was the best pop song ever written. ABBA had chosen, at last, to be themselves, to try out with what they really aimed to do, without being biased by things that made them sound false. And it was S.O.S., the song that got them back to the British top 10 after years of flops. The rest is history. Main differences with the Swedish version, released in Agneta's album Elbak Vinor i ett hus, 1975, with Stig's lyrics also. The piano sounds thinner in the Swedish version, has lesser echo applied. The voices in the chorus are dominated by Björn, which represents a difference with the English version in terms of the brightness that Frida delivers. The guitars do a less strong impact when the chorus starts and don't do a sound as thick as in the English version. Agneta sings the last S in S.O.S. in the chorus through 3 notes, S.O.S., while in the English version she sings S.O.S.